All right, everybody, welcome back to our Training Day podcast. I got my man Omar Mitchell, Senior Vice President of FFL Midwest, and really has just been a complete stalwart here and made his move from day one, came on with heat, learned how to produce at a very high level, Hall of Fame level, and has built an organization that is growing. And I'm curious, Omar, to hear. We're coming. We're 2 weeks, maybe 3 weeks out of what convention was, and you know that is a big event, right? That is a huge event. That was probably one of the best events I've ever been to, with the quality of speakers, the whole nine. And I'm curious to hear, what are some of the things? Because when you leave there, you're looking to put tracks, you know, tracks in motion to get to your goal. When you go in there that January's done. So there's 11 months left. And you go and you come back and you realize, hey man, it's the middle of February. By the time, you know what I'm saying? And so there's nothing like urgency. There's nothing like right now. And so I know you have a full-blown plan and strategy coming out of convention. Before I do that, man, welcome to the podcast, brother. How you feeling?
I feel great. Hey, I appreciate you having me on. It's always an honor being on with you, man. And yeah, it's a conference, man. It just has a way of aligning your focus, man. Coming off a conference, you always have some momentum, and you want to use every bit of that to push your team, push yourself. So yeah, man, I'm doing great, bro.
That's what's up. So, what was some aha moments for you at convention? For you, for Omar, the Hall of Fame producer, Omar, the guy with an agency heading towards,
Mm-hmm.
1,000 families a year,
Uh-huh.
or I'm sorry, 10,000 families a year. What is it like? What did you pull from this?
Well, conference. So it's such a it's almost like an out of body experience when you see other people taking in what you've known conference, because this is my fourth conference. And as I was telling you before we started, is that this is by far one of my best. And it was the energy, it was the people. We had more people at this conference than the last three combined, right, within our organization. So it's just having that energy. My aha moment was, again, it was so funny. Like, my favorite speaker every year is Dave Anderson, and
Uh-huh.
it's for a reason, because he's very tactical. He gives you principles that you can take right away, day one, and freaking apply to this business. You know, Goggins was great. All the speakers were great, but I learned so much from, again, listening to Dave again, what we can implement. So my aha moment was that it's that tactical instruction to come back. This is what we have to do. It's kind of like, I was listening to a podcast or seen something. They talk about, you have the plan, you have your process. Now it's just time to execute. It's actually put the work in and execute the plan. So yeah, it was a fantastic conference, man.
No doubt. So when you look at 2024,
Mhm.
what do you see as, goals that you're looking to align
Mhm.
to? And hey,
Yeah,
we finished the year here. We feel like we did what we had to do. We feel like we did what we came to do.
right. So uh, if you look at did we have growth in 2023? Yes. I think we were talking before. Was it painful? Yes. you know, it was growth, but we're leaving so much on the table. There's so much still that we can do. So for 2024, it was just like, okay, enough talking about what we were going to do. How are we going to execute? And Dave again talked about how, set a goal, but be obsessed with the daily mundane activities that you need to hit that goal, right? If the goal is giving you goosebumps, you need to get goosebumps about what you're doing on a daily basis to hit that goal, right? Right. So for us in 2024, it's definitely get to 1,000 families helped in a month as soon as possible. Right. How can we develop? And that's really, for me, was I had to take a step back. Like, how am I leading people? How am I developing? Like, who did I, Omar Mitchell, develop in 2023 that's a producing manager within Midwest?
Mm.
And the answer to that question was not a whole lot of folks.
Got it.
Right, right. So how? Because I can't do it by myself.
Right.
You couldn't do it by yourself. You found great people to align with,
Mm.
and that had the same ideas, the same focus, and we're pushing in the same direction. And that's really the goal every day. I'm looking for folks, whether that be, of course, our warm market, cold market, no market. I don't care if I see them at the gas station. I'm explaining this opportunity to them
Let's go.
in a way
No
that
market.
makes sense because people need it. People freaking need the extra income, right? This economy looks great, but there's a lot of people struggling, and there's a lot of great people out there. If and it's not that they're looking to be an insurance agent, but if you can competently explain the opportunity to them, get excited about it because you're excited about it. I mean, I think we're going to find the people that we need to get to that mark, man, as soon as possible.
Yeah, and I love that you're saying what you're saying, right? You know, there's a lot of tension in growth,
Yeah.
otherwise known as growing pains, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like my boy just turned 11, and he is like up to my shoulder right now. I'm like, yo, who told you that you could get big, bro? Like,
Right.
what are we doing here?
Right.
But you know, at the end of the day, you know, there's pain and growth, just like there's a result. The result that I'm looking at is this kid who's at this level here by
Yeah.
my shoulder, but the pain that I'm seeing is the development and the things that he's going through day to day, right? And so there's beauty. There's beauty and joy in watching that. There's also strife and pains, right? So as it's no different for us as agency owners, especially ambitious ones like yourself, who want everything yesterday, right? And
Yes.
so, you know, when you look at aligning everything on your side, and when you look at, you know, trying to get to the goals you want to get to, and looking at, hey, what did Omar do? Right? You're evaluating a lot of different things, you know?
Yeah.
What are some of the things that you're overcoming right now? And know that if you overcome it, you're on your way.
Uh, complacency,
Okay?
has a lot. You talked about don't get weary in well doing,
Hmm.
because we were at one point we were doing well, and we were growing, and all of a sudden we kind of hit a plateau. Right, right. I'm doing well, my family, but who are we bringing into this business? So for me, it's always like I gotta keep the hunger. I gotta keep that fire on finding like the next person up,
Hmm.
right? The next person, like who else can we hand the baton off to that can be a Hall of Fame producer, that can be a Hall of Fame manager within our agency. And a lot of times there's only maybe 1 degree of separation where it just may be someone that one of our agents knows. It may be someone that the waitress that I talk to while I'm eating lunch. It's just trying to be so focused on finding that next all-star, right? And it's just a matter of putting in the work. And sometimes we get so tunnel vision, like sometimes I don't even notice the people that I interact with on a daily basis that could be all stars in this business. So for me, it's
Hmm.
getting out of that comfort zone of because I know I can work my butt off,
Mm-hmm.
right? I know I can produce, but that only takes you so far when you're building this agency,
Hmm.
right? Right. Eventually, I want to find 6 or 7 Omars out there, right? People like me that want to really, really do this thing. So, for me, it's a work in progress. I
Hmm.
think conference again got me back focused again, right?
That's good.
And yeah, it's we have the plan now. We just need to execute.
Now, what are you looking for in somebody
Mm,
that's looking to go? What are you looking for when you're trying to identify a potential Hall of Famer and another agency builder?
yeah, someone that doesn't have to figure it out,
Huh.
right? Right, like, but understands that by putting in the work, it'll work itself out. A lot of times you may not know what you need to know, but you know that you need to get to work and get around people that can help you reach that goal, right? It's the relationship that we build. It's the quality people. So when I'm looking for someone that has just a really, really high motor, a high work ethic
Hmm.
that doesn't, may not speak the king's English, right? Right? May not be the most articulate, may not be the most savvy, but willing to put it on the line and come to work every day and work it out. Figure out, okay, I'm not, same with me and doing this business. I was hot garbage when I came into this business as far as
Hmm.
understanding the process, but I was willing to work myself into a fine powder to figure it out, right? To actually put the effort in to figure this business out. And that's what we're looking for. I mean, it doesn't have to be, it's not pretty sometimes, bro. It's late nights, fingerprints on steering wheels, it's getting punched in the face. It's like you holding on so tight sometimes, bro. You're holding on so tight sometimes, man.
Fingerprints
And
on
this business
steering
will
wheel.
expose really what kind of person you are, right? Because it's not for the faint of heart, but the work that you put in, you have no choice but to get better at it. And it's every day. It's the consistency. I focus on my ages. Don't try to be somebody else. Be the best person you can be today. It's all about today, what we're doing, how you're affecting your clients, how you're affecting your teammates, your how you mentor people. And it's not going to be pretty, but if you work on it, you're going to get better every day.
Facts. And so, you're looking for those types of people, fighters, you know,
Yeah. Yeah.
like the Steel City type of people.
Yeah, yeah, there you
they,
go. There
they
you
got
go. Big McCarthy. Big McCarthy.
they got some grit to them.
The blue collar. I'm looking for the blue collar people.
Got it. And so when you start, back on Live Dial, back on, handling
Mhm.
things, the virtual piece of our business has, revolutionized our business. When you
Yeah.
bring in a new agent into the business on a virtual side, what are the things that you are trying to make sure they have down cold to maximize their ability to succeed? Because we know a lot of people are running from their own shadow.
Mhm.
They're running from the idea of, having to make calls, running from the idea of having to buy leads, running from the idea of not making a sale in their first 2 hours. Like,
Mhm.
Omar, you know all these things all too well. You understand the psychology. So what are you doing to offset that or to preempt and put an agent in the best position to win?
Getting them to the work as soon as possible. Once we take them through that contracting process, all right? Okay, I got someone excited about the business. They get in, they get contracted. Even before they get their first contract, I'm getting them in the actual boot camps, right? But I think our problem with a lot of people that start is that we don't get them tasting blood fast enough,
Hmm.
right? We don't get them to the finish line fast enough, trying to get them paid fast enough, right? We don't, so we have a thing in our office, it's called the first 72 hours. We're going to try to get them, brand new person, once they get their first three carriers, we are going to get them to their first policy in that first 72 hours,
Right.
right? Whatever I got to do, if I got to stay on Live Dials with you and call the damn leads with you,
Mm-hmm.
right? It's my personal, commitment to get them to taste the first taste of blood, get them to help a family and
Right.
realize how impactful that is, and then how they can turn that then to the deposit into their checking account, right?
Right.
And then once they can see the process, because a lot of times it's just they hear about it, they see all these big numbers from people, but if they can see it, if they can get a taste of blood, it turns them into a different kind of agent,
Mm-hmm.
right? It turns them into the let's focus on the process. Let's I can actually do this,
Right.
right?
Right. Right.
Right? Because without that, I mean, it's just pie in the sky. It's just you know, you know. For me, it's being more committed to helping the folks with the process of life insurance, of working as an agent and getting them there, man. And then once and it gives me goosebumps when I can see they're starting to get it, bro. I'm like, all right, hold on to that. Don't get too excited, right? Because this is what you're supposed to do. Now let's just keep on pushing, right?
Wow. Wow. And what is it like when an agent experiences that, as you put it, first taste of blood?
Yeah, it's exciting. Like I try to stay even killed. Like even when I'm getting punched in the face, I was like, hey, listen, this is the process. When I sell a when I help a family, this is the process. This is what you signed up for. This is what we do, right? But I want them to get a little that first one. I get them a little excited. Like come on, man. Like this you know this process is going to change your. This can change your legacy. Learning how to run a business in life insurance. Like we know what the other side of the business looks like when you're getting punched in the face and broke and stressed. But when you actually are succeeding at it, from going from a point of of just getting your butt handed to you to where now you are successful and you're financially on the other side of it. It's getting an agent to that point, man. It is what I live for, man. So it's just an awesome feeling. But again, it's that even killedness. This is what we're supposed to do. Like this is my job to help agents become successful. So I'm not going to pat myself on the back and hit high fives, but I am going to recognize these people for doing well and getting this business started.
Big O, dropping it like only he can. Always in the trenches, my brother. Always serving, always helping, always, showing people the way, man. I appreciate all you do. Thank you for dropping some nuggets with us today, brother.
Hey, appreciate you, bro.
God bless y'all. Keep listening. This is a great one, man. God bless. Thank you, Omar.